G'day and welcome to another video. In today's video I've got a question for you. How do you store your yarn? Do you store it in plastic containers or do you store it in bags? I don't know what you call them, but they're like really big stripy bags and they've got the big zip across the top. I know a lot of people use those. Do you store it on a shelf? Do you store it on a shelf and keep it in plastic bags? That reminds me of my mum. She would always say that posh people or really, really rich people, well, not really rich people, but sometimes eccentric people that have a lot of money would always keep the plastic on their couch to keep it clean. So do you keep your yarn in plastic? Because I do. If it comes in a bag, when I order from Red Heart, and is it Red Heart? Yeah, I think it's mainly Red Heart. I'm sure there's other companies that do it too. When you place an order, it comes in a bag. If you've ordered more than, I know Red Heart Super Saver, there's 2 or 3 per bag. So it comes in a plastic bag. So if it comes in a plastic bag, I will keep it in that plastic bag because I store my yarn on a shelf and I think that it just keeps the dust out. We don't have any pets, so if you had pets, it would definitely keep the pet hair off it. And you can also get what I would call a freezer bag. It's just like a plastic bag, sort of yay big, that you put meat or veggies in it and you put it into the freezer. And I have been known to do that, like get a freezer bag that's the size of the yarn ball and keep a couple of in that as well. Because where I live, it gets dusty. We have a dirt road, so yeah. It creates a lot of dust. So I do keep it in the plastic, which kind of makes me giggle and reminds me of the comment that my mum used to say that, you know, if you've got a really expensive lounge, you've got to keep it in the plastic. Which I don't think she's ever done, but yeah, funny. So stay tuned because I'm going to take you for a tour into my yarn room, and I have not cleaned up for the occasion. This is how it looks. Normally, it's reasonably organised, but sometimes you sort of run in there because it's in the cold part of the house. So you run in there, especially in winter, which is now, and grab a ball of yarn and just sort of rip it out. And then if you're putting it back, you kind of like just shove it back in there. But yeah, so you'll get to see it in all its glory. But people have told me it's not unorganised. Is that a word? Unorganised? I think it is. It's not unorganised, but to me, I like it to be like a yarn store. So yeah. So sit tight and we'll be in the yarn room in the next video clip. Okay, so I can't get a good enough angle on this, but this is what you see when you walk in the door. The window is open to give me better light to show you guys. So I've got, what have we got down here? Just a project shoved down there. I'm sure that was supposed to be put in a bag, but it must have got missed. I've got my mannequin heads. I've got some scrap yarn and there's a jar there with scrap yarn in it. My gorgeous little bear from Michelle, and this has just got, I keep my pins and things in there. I've got some sewing thread and all that stuff. And Michelle, there's your hat. And I've got another mannequin head. So as you can see, I told you I didn't tidy up. This is a project for, this is my, what do you call it, semi-solid granny square blanket. I'll just give you a closer shot of that. So all my scrap yarn that I'm using for the blanket plus the blanket is in that bag. There's also some yarn in the bag behind it that goes to that. That is a bag with yarn in it. And I'm going to see if I can get far enough back. Sorry guys, hang on to a second. And I'm going to go up the shelves. So down the bottom here is my Red Heart yarn in double knit or 8 ply. Oh, sorry, over here in this shelf in there. It's kind of hidden. And I use that for projects for my video tutorials. This is also a Red Heart yarn that this all gets sent to me, by the way, by Red Heart. So thank you, Red Heart. Yay! Go and check out redheart.com for all free patterns and awesome yarn. There's also some other yarn in there. I'm not sure what that is. So these shelves there and there. So these two and these two. These are my double knit or 8 ply yarns, and there's a mix in there. There's Stylecraft, There's a lot of Stylecraft. I do like the Special DK, and all the plain colours are Special DK, and that's what this blanket here is getting made from. There's really good yarn. None of this was supplied to me. It's all been purchased by me. We've got some random, this little ball here is just a random brand, Naturally something or other. I can see just from standing here. I told you it was a bit messy because it's got all these bits hanging down. That's when I've just shoved colours back in when I was making this blanket, because it's cold in this room. I've actually got a jacket on in my room. So going up to the top, these top 3 shelves, well, they don't actually up the top, but in this video screen they're on the top. These top 3 shelves and these 2 are all Red Heart Super Saver. Most of this has been supplied by Red Heart, so again, thank you redheart.com for supplying me the yarn. And this is what I use in my video tutorials, as you would know if you watch my video tutorials. So over here we have, what's this? Oh, so this is yarn and project bags that I have for my next shop update. This is a gradient yarn. It's gorgeous, by the way. We've got some Yeah Baby Yeah, and then we've got some mix of colours. That one. These are all dyed by myself. And next shelf down is pretty empty. It's a project bag shelf. There are some more, but they're up out in the other room, and I've got to photograph them, and yeah. Anyway, so this is where they normally live, and then I've got my business cards and hole punch. Next shelf down is my what do you call them, like shipping bags that go out, where your order will get placed into these bags. These ugly white ones are the largest ones I could find because I couldn't get them in the blue. And just some cable ties. Yay, exciting. This stuff down in there is also Red Heart yarn. This is the Red Heart Unforgettable. And then there's some other random yarn. There's some ice yarn, and that's a ball of cotton which should be on the top shelf, so it's obviously fallen off. And the Red Heart yarn in there was supplied to me as well. So we have a random plastic container. This was full of donations. I think it's like a 60 litre. We'll just move that out of the way. That was a 60 litre container full of donations. There was lots of hats and scarves. Some were made from my video tutorials. Some were not. They were just random hats. And I've had them for a while, and I just wanted to get them out of the house and give them to someone so I can keep someone warm. So it got donated to the hospice shop, and they sell items and they raise money for the hospice. So bag of yarn from Unwind. Still haven't used it. These 2 here have been put aside. That's why they're not in that shelf. They're put aside for a project I'm currently working on. This box here is, if you've seen my, what is it called? My cardigan videos, these were all the yoke parts, all the top parts of the cardigans, and they never got finished off. Don't know what I'm going to do with those. They may just get recycled. Oh, there's my, that's fallen down too. We've had a yarn avalanche, people. This was my little gift from Margaret from Sheepishly Sharing. It's so cute. I'm just going to pop that there because I want to add it to my car keys. Random junk down the bottom. A random box which had a drill in it. Like I said, I have not cleaned up. This was my awesome, I think it's called a yarn drum or something. I know it's from Amazon. Don't ask me what brand. I can't even remember. From my awesome friend Sandra. That's full of yarn. That has, oh god guys, I can't remember. Cascade 220 in there. Sewing machine, which I have not used yet, which I do plan on using. Yep, too busy. Life is just too busy. That's just my printer. Nothing exciting. And up the top, you know how you got like top shelf drinks, like, and top shelf, this is my top shelf. Stuff in the middle is not so top shelf, but definitely these little cubby holes are. That's my button collection. Some cotton. And these are various yarns. I've got some Cascade. That is Touch Yarns. They are a New Zealand company. This is... I'm going to put the writing across the screen. I know it's called Emerald, and I cannot remember the name of the lady. I'm going to put it across the screen. Is it Kate Celine? Could be. On Etsy. I'm going to put the name across the screen. And this is Bendigo Woolen Mills for the sweater that I'm making. I didn't end up using this blue. I went with the darker grey. So I've got a couple of those. Yarn hand dyed by me, which I kept for myself because it was too pretty to give you to sell to guys. So sorry. Just a love heart that I crocheted one of my tutorials. Now that's going to swing around and annoy everyone. The yarn baby that Michelle sent me. That thing is huge, people. It is so big. Like, that there is a red heart with love. Look at the size of it. I'm not sure what brand that is, but it's massive. So this is my Red Heart with Love collection, which is also sent to me by Red Heart. And also we've got some cotton. This was my gift from Zoe from 24 Karat Crochet here on YouTube. I haven't used it yet. I looked at it the other day and thought, what could I make? So that's put aside. And that's more cotton. Again, up the top here is my top shelf yarn. These are all mainly hand dyed. So this side here is all hand dyed, and I'm pretty sure every single one in that cubby is from Turmeric Valley Yarns. Yes, I have an addiction to that girl's yarn. It is gorgeous. Thank you, Nicole. This here, pretty sure none of it's hand dyed. We've got a lot of Cascade, which is that stuff. This is Naturally, it's a brand, I think it's a New Zealand brand. Ella Ray, I think that is up there. And again, some Cascade on the top. One that was hand dyed by me. Oh, geez, my arm's getting sore. It's a 200 gram 4-ply, which is for a shawl, which I just haven't got around to. I have all these great plans, but, too many projects and not enough time. This is a basket I got sent to me for a review. And that's just a cone of yarn, which I think might be possum yarn. Can you read it? I can't see if you can see that, but yeah. That is my yarn stash, and that is all of it. There is, however, a little stack there of some yarn I bought from Skeins. So that's pretty much my yarn stash. I'm just having a look behind me to make sure nothing's hidden. Ah, there's one more spot where there's yarn. Hang on. So this yarn here in this bag is all from one of the local mills, and I've just kept it in that bag because it's easier, and it's in plastic just so the dust stays out of it too. Need my plastic. This is a, what do you call it? Light box that you take pictures in and stuff. That's really cool. Cheap from eBay. That's a skein winder which is almost broken, so it needs to go. It's kind of sitting there because it's not quite broken, but I'm sure it's going to go into the bin soon. And I got an Ashford skein winder, which I will show you. Absolutely brilliant. Sorry about the lighting. I had to shut the curtains because I didn't do a very good job at that. But anyway, I've closed the curtains because the light behind it was really bright. So I have two skeiners. I've got this one here, which is a New Zealand brand. I will put actually they're both New Zealand brands. I will put the name of this one because I cannot remember. I'm sure it starts with an M. I'm going to put the brand of this one on, and this one is an Ashford skeiner. This one is awesome. This one was more expensive. It was about $40, I think. 20 with shipping. It was $40 extra, but I would recommend this one. I really like this one here. This is the Ashford Skeiner 2, I think. I think that's what it's called. And we've got random junk. We've got my wool winder, scales, all the important things you need for crochet and knitting. Again, just my printer. And this over here, that's just filing for business. This is all projects that need to be filmed. Oh, and there's my shawl that Leanne sent me. It's just hanging on some... I'm getting all my dirty secrets out here, guys. All my junk. This is just a random steps that... Why are they there? Oh, I was trying to get my file stuff, which is up there. That's all right. And obviously didn't get put away. My Addy Express machine. Got plastic over it to stop the dust as well. Yeah, it's all about the dust. And another random project that's not been filmed yet. And yeah, this, like I said, is just projects that need to be filmed. I've got another wall winder. This does about 200 to 300 grams. I think this thing's awesome. eBay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and just random projects. And that birthday card there is the last birthday card that my mum gave me. My mum passed away 4 days after my birthday, so I didn't get one for that birthday because she was pretty much asleep for the last 2 weeks of her life. So yeah, didn't get one for that one, but this was the one that I got the year before. So I would have been, what am I now? 38. I would have been 37. So that card is very important to me, and that's why it's hanging up there. But yeah, this is my messy stash room. He walked past the other day and he was like, "Did you buy more yarn?" Of course I said no, because actually I haven't. I have bought some yarn, but it's not in the house. It's still on its way to me. And it's only 3 balls, so don't freak. I'm not adding another massive stash. Yeah, 3 balls. And then he goes, "Did you buy another skein winder?" Which I do need to have for to reskein yarn when I hand dye it. It's just easier, trust me, with 2. And he goes, "Did you buy another skein winder?" And I went, "Yeah, like a month ago." "No, you didn't. You must have got that the other day." And I honestly, like seriously, I bought it a month ago. And he only just noticed. Probably because he doesn't come into this room much. So I hope you're having a great week. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Happy yarn and happy crochet.